Let me be the first to tell you, your government surrendered this war a long time ago.
There are a lot of interests in this town. Right now, they're scared of you.
You grow marijuana on your farm, that farm can be seized, and that farm can be sold. The Office of National Drug Control Policy is in better shape than when you found it.
I'm not sure I made the slightest difference.
We need to take down one of these cartels. I am not sending out the message that our family will accept this kind of behavior, because we do not. How long you known about this?
In Mexico, law enforcement is an entrepreneurial activity.
The police won't find your car.
No, you are the police.
You're gonna call this man, and he'll find your car for you?
Thank you.
No.
No, please, take it.
No.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Where you taking me?
Somewhere safe.
No.
Hey, come on, Javier. Close the door. Everything's cool, right? Come on. You should feel good about this. I feel like a traitor.
I believe it's important that the United States take an interest in Tijuana now.
Tiger, I hope. A little help there. I'm very happy if he becomes the next Tiger Woods. So does Bad Dogs.
Yes. Oh, a duck?
Duck, thank you very much.
Lady, you never order duck.
I know. Well, it's not me who ordered it. Somebody else.
Okay, she's coming out.
On it.
I only see one way out of this predicament. You make us believe you got a boss, Eddie.
We have a warrant to search your premises.
Does anyone owe us money?
Yes. Like I said, there are people that do owe you money, but nobody's gonna pay. Carl's got too much heat on him.
And I want the principal witness against my husband, Eduardo Ruiz, killed.
You guys remind me of those Japanese soldiers left behind on deserted islands who think World War II is still going on. You know that?
I don't think all this attitude is gonna help him any in front of a jury.
It's really bad attitude.
If they can get to the Pope and the President, you can certainly get to him.
Careful. You're starting to sound like your husband, Mrs. Ayala.
Ray, wait a minute, Ray!
We're going after their top guy.
What's going on? They came into the house.
Don't worry about getting me what I want. Don't
You might
worry
want
about
to pencil in a little FaceTime with your daughter.
Let me see.
Let's do some more.
Just tell me where my daughter is.
We got you making the deal on tape.
It's all about the money.
Stay out of things.
How am I gonna survive this?
I wasn't doing anything. You like to be stopped.
It's an unbeatable market force, man.
Who you working for?
Give me some money. That's what I get from our daughter.
Where the hell are they from? Where are they?
In all these situations, somebody's connection to the world of drugs, whether it's through selling or using or policing, pulls them into something that is bigger than they are.
Roll sound.
I think this movie, without hammering it down, provides some kind of a different perspective.
You see so many different aspects and facets of it, and yet together they become this extraordinary epic story.
The bad guy in the story is the web, is the system that you get a picture of from the stories connecting.
You don't have to come from any social background or education or anything. This is affecting everybody.
Someone please tell me what's going on here. What is going on?
I didn't realize at the time, but what I was really getting a sense of was the despair. I mean, everybody that worked in the war on drugs felt an incredible amount of despair.
My character, Judge Robert Wakefield, has recently been appointed by the President of the United States to be our new drug czar.
Did you meet the president? Honey, your father knows the president.
Well, it just so happens The President of the United States, my new boss, the leader of the free world, has penciled me in for a little FaceTime. And at the same time that this is going on, my 16-year-old daughter is at risk back home and has begun to experiment.
You want to try something?
Yeah.
Only we have 2 tracks of sound. Let's take one.
Javier Rodriguez is the character I play, and he's a Tijuana cop. He makes $300 a month. So he has to buy his own equipment. He'd have to pay for his own handcuffs.
Javier Rodriguez y Rodriguez. Has hecho un excelente trabajo. ¿Cómo te enteraste de esto, Javier?
Pues un chivatón.
Pero para ser un oficial de la judicial, estás muy bien enterado, ¿eh?
Temptation is knocking at my character's door every single minute.
Podríamos hablar de tu futuro. Si me haces un favor. Si puedo.
Gold or lead, take my money and do what I tell you, or you take a bullet, right?
She really doesn't know. She knows that, you know, she lives in a very opulent house in La Jolla, and she has a child. She has one on the way. And completely blown away by the fact that her husband is involved in this.
Carl is very, very good at his business. Just smuggling illegal drugs into this country.
He is helping to defend her husband, and he's keeping her head on straight. I am very sorry. Actually, that's what he wants to portray, but he's actually got some ulterior motives for helping her.
They're whispering. Hello. Can't hear it. Hello. They're saying something. Sounds like they're conspiring to conspire.
I play a DEA agent who is, for the most of the script, sitting on this witness who's going to give up one of these main players.
You know what? The amount of coke we found on this creep, that's capital punishment in some states, right?
Oh yeah, they sent his ass down to Texas. They're gonna fry him.
Oh, definitely. We got him making the deal on tape. We got him bragging about the quality. We got him bragging about his business. We got this motherfucker.
Like here, just for an action cue on channel.
Move along. This is scene 72 Apple. It's a camera.
Okay, nobody has anything on them, right?
My character is Caroline Wakefield, who's a private school student, straight A's, 16 years old, national merit finalist, you know, vice president of our class. And this girl goes from the top straight to the bottom.
I mean, we've all had our moments. Lord knows I tried every drug there was known to...
I don't want to hear about that. You experimented when you were in college.
Should we take the quotes off experiment and call it what it was? What can happen with people from the 60s who experimented, there might be more of a leniency and less of a fear because there's a certain amount of knowledge involved in it.
Just tell me what to do. I'm not bringing your child into the life that I was brought up into. I won't do it, Carl. I want our life back.
She actually starts delving into things that she knows nothing about. But this inner force comes within her, and she basically carries on where her husband left off. The doll is high impact, pressure molded. It's odorless, undetectable by the dogs, undetectable by anyone. I want our debt forgiven. I want to be the exclusive distributor of Obregon Brothers cocaine in the United States.
In that world, he could turn very quickly into the Wild West. Every man for himself.
I believe it's important that we work together.
And he keeps that balance, having some sort of vision.
We need lights for the parks, so kids can play at night. So it's safe. So they can play baseball.
Sounds good. Take two tracks.
His partner is not quite as stable as he is and gets into a lot of trouble.
Javier Rodriguez. Sí. Queremos que vengas con nosotros.
¿A dónde? Pues un viajecito nomás.
And as a result, sort of pulls Javi deeper down into a hole than he would have gone were he on his own.
You hire drivers with nothing to lose and throw a lot of product at the problem. NAFTA makes things even more difficult for you because the border is disappearing.
My character learns very quickly that the drug cartels are able to throw more money at this, billions and billions of dollars. So their budget is actually bigger than our own government.
Mexican trucking companies are going to be able to go from the States to Mexico and back again with the same freedom as UPS, DHL, FedEx, you name it. It's going to be a free-for-all.
Were we on Larry King or something?
Like, a lot of people don't realize all those steps. You know, they think it's a drug dealer on the block and the supplier, but it goes way, way beyond that.
You can still fight to try to stop the supply coming in, but until we do something about the demand, we're just in a no-win situation.
The real irony is that, you know, it's good, smart kids like Seth and Caroline that are the real users and have the real problem.
You are not going anywhere, young lady.
Two people do the exact same thing. One person has a reaction that's like more, I don't care. The other person's like, oh, that was interesting. Big deal, on to Harvard.
I can't believe you brought my daughter to this place.
To this place? Okay, right now, all over this great nation of ours, 100,000 white people from the suburbs are cruising around downtown, asking every black person they see, you got any drugs? You know where I can score some drugs? Think about the effect that has on the psyche of a black person.
Being a judge and dealing between what's good and what's evil, drugs complicate that. Because it's one thing to say that they are illegal, but it's another thing to understand the disease.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, sweetheart.
One of the things that we really tried to do hard is to make it as realistic and gritty as possible.
I wanted it to feel like, you know, I was chasing it and I was finding it as it happened.
So much of this picture is handheld. You know, Steven himself is an operator of one of the cameras. That's almost unheard of for a director of a film.
So he's coming in somewhere. He's coming in right there.
There's a quality of a reality that's been captured.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Energy is more important than perfection.
Ray, wait a minute! Ray!
Perfection is boring.
Okay, close the back door.
What's exciting is something that is alive, and things that are alive have flaws, and I'm all for the accident that happens on camera.
Here we go, picture.
You're working with a director who is an Academy Award nominated screenwriter.
Everybody looking tight.
He's a brilliant editor. He photographed traffic, and he's a great director. He's the Michael Jordan of filmmaking.
It's crazy. If you have somebody at the helm who is of his character and talent, it's a filtration process that just goes right throughout the crew.
He knows what he wants, but he's still able to kind of be open to suggestion, and he listens.
I've never seen anyone work so hard.
Background action!
Let's not forget he's shooting the film too. He's the director of photography. Not only is he doing it mentally, but he's also doing it physically.
Every single thing that happens in this movie has happened. Every one. There's nothing in there that isn't real.
Part of achieving that was using a lot of the real people at Customs, DEA, real people in real locations.
In the last 6 months, a threefold increase?
Increase of narcotic
seizures. So would that mean pro rata 3 times as much drugs is getting in?
That's a scary way to figure it, but I believe that's true.
I really threw Michael into those situations, and he's a bright guy, and he knew what sort of questions to ask. One is this Washington, D.C. cocktail party, where a lot of real politicians appear as themselves, and we literally would just throw him in there, and I'd follow him around with the camera.
They were very sweet. They said, you asked us better questions than the drug czar actually did, so I said, thank you very much.
Excelente trabajo. Excelente.
It was always envisioned that the scenes in which Mexicans are speaking to Mexicans would be done in Spanish. I just felt The impenetrability of another culture is a real part of that Mexican story.
Qué pena, Francisco Flores.
We worked really hard to try to convince someone who lives in Tijuana that I might be from somewhere around there.
Quítate los lentes
No
y
mames.
mírame a los ojos. Nosotros nos vamos a callar el hocico.
Benicio's input into his storyline was invaluable.
It's possible. If you're ready to die.
I think that kind of depth and connection that he had with that role is unfakeable. It's a huge movie star performance, and he deserves every award and accolade he can get.
Did you meet the president?
Maybe try running that thought together a little bit after the bizarre. Yeah.
Erica Christensen, we're going to be hearing a lot about. She's a very talented young actress, had a very hard role to play. One moment in particular when she starts freebasing for the first time and puts her head back and this tear comes down her face of utter bliss on one side and fear on the other. It's eerie.
Here we go.
What we finally ended up with is a kind of mosaic. It's such a topic that's riddled with contradictions.
I'm not the one who has to have 3 scotches just to walk in the house and say hello.
I have one drink before dinner to take the edge off. It's different.
Oh, is it?
I think you really needed to have different strands vibrating off each other so as to give you the whole portrait.
You worry about getting me what I want. I worry about myself.
There's a balance to be had there where people are being entertained on the one hand, but there's something going on underneath.
I don't think she's in on it, man.
You want to bet?
I love it. I love it when you do this.
We wanted to show all sides of it. Whatever my political point of view is not rendered in this film. All I wanted to do was create the same emotion in the viewer that I felt when I was encountering this stuff firsthand for real.
For someone my age, it's a lot easier to get drugs than it is to get alcohol.
I think we hope that simply by shining a light on something that's honest, you can influence people. You're not influencing them to an end, you're influencing them to a process, to perhaps seeing the world in a different way.
For people who just want to go and see a roller coaster ride of a story, they're going to be very happy, I think. There's a lot going on in this film.
Don't do this vigilante thing.
Addicts treat themselves.
That's a death
I
sentence.
want you. I will take your money.
Now get out of the car and shoot him in the head.